to ReCall The Midwife. We are a fan podcast. Every week we watch an episode of Call The Midwife and then we talk about it. And today we're talking about Series 13, Episode 7. I'm Becky.
I'm Alex.
I'm Jen. A reminder that this week's episode deals with child abuse, sexual abuse, and domestic violence. So if those topics are ones you prefer to skip this time, we understand and hope you join us for the next one. In this week's episode, Rosalind helps a young woman at the end of her pregnancy and beginning of motherhood as she grapples with the trauma of how she came to be that way. Joyce helps an expectant mother give birth at home while she is confronted by someone unwelcome from her past. Meanwhile, Fred is up to one of his old schemes, and Trixie and Matthew continue to struggle with their finances and its resulting major life change for them both. Short and sweet, but at least I wrote it. I didn't let AI write it. So
I think we're never ever going to trust AI ever again.
Oh my God, I can never. Like morally, but also like practically, it's not worth it.
So now we can talk about Matthew doing a deed of gift.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this is what happened. I carried on watching it and then I was like, yeah, he gives them Nonata's house. But what I just thought Sister Julienne had a cheek, like he's gifting them Nonata's house.
What? I'm gonna have to keep up the building. I'm gonna have to think about this, mate. She's like, flipping heck.
I was like, for God's sake, Sister Julienne.
No, I actually thought she was right. She's like, I have to call Mother Mildred about this. What about all the utilities? What about all the upkeep? What about the financial responsibility of this? Like, what happens? I mean, in my mind, I was like, you're
You
just
don't
gonna come in
know
here.
otherwise, Jen.
Maybe so, but at the same time, like, just to walk in and be like, here, sign this. This is a legal binding document. Sign it because I'm tanking and like, you have to do this right now with no warning. I mean, I get that she needs to do it, and I think she should have signed as well, but at the same time, I was like, you're literally just gonna come in here and berate this woman to have her do this and then be like, you're not moving fast enough? I thought that was unfair.
Wow.
Matthew annoyed the hell out of me this episode.
Well, shall we talk about Trixie and Matthew, since we've literally just started straight on Trixie and Matthew?
I can't with him right now. I can't. All my goodwill has
he's
gone
basically
away.
giving it to Nonata's house before it's seized, and we don't really hear, spoiler alert, we don't really hear any more about that being a problem. So I presume they've just signed it and everything's fine and they can afford the bills, blah, blah, blah. But do you know what really annoyed me? The scene where his car was repossessed outside the Nonata's house. Why would they be outside the Nonata's house? Why would they be like, oh, this is where he lives? They wouldn't be like, oh, we'll send them out to Nonata's house to make the most scene there is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, thank God he signed over the building when he did, to be fair. Otherwise, that could have been taken at the same time.
Also, I will say, for as annoyed at him as I was annoyed that Aylward Estates took his car back. I did think that to me felt like extra petty.
Yeah. For a family firm. And I know his mum came off as quite cold, but he's got a son.
Yeah, but she didn't come across as that cold. She did in business, but in life, she was like, I love you, Matthew. She did say she wasn't, do you know what I mean? She wasn't one of them, like, she wasn't like Chummy's mum who could never say she loved him.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. In business, she was quite cold. And I just think like and just with a car, like he's got a son, that's her grandson. Like for God's sake, leave him with something.
I mean, they are in London. It's not like rural Cheshire. They do have public transport everywhere.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Do you know what? The thing that really got me out of this whole storyline was Violet trained as a milliner.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Now,
actually, the scene with her and Violet was amazing. The scene with him and Violet was amazing. Yes.
Yeah, she was like saying it's not about being clever, it's about being resourceful. You'll find a way out of this and learn things. Why doesn't he just go and be a bloody barrister, guys?
Well,
no idea.
This is what got me, because they said that right. So Matthew discovers that he doesn't discover. He suddenly remembers that he bought 2 warehouses in New York. He bought from his personal account.
I mean, how much has he been spending if he'd forgot about that?
Yeah.
And it also made me, like, with all of these warehouses, like the properties in London that he was selling willy-nilly, and now these ones in New York, I'm like, they're going to be worth so much money. Hold on to it.
Yeah.
They will.
So he decided... And what I didn't get is, what is he? So his friend Chester, he stays up late to speak to his friend Chester. They decide they're going to go into the area where the warehouses are has been designated for redevelopment. So they're going to go into business together, and in 5 years' time, he will see a return on his investment.
Yeah. I would love to know where in New York City he bought the property. I would love.
Let's say Manhattan.
I know, but I mean, like, where in Manhattan? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like West Village, Upper West Side. You know, like
I'm going to say Greenwich.
I think it's Tribeca.
Greenwich Village.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it's JFK Jr. eventually lived in these warehouses.
I will say,
imagine if Taylor Swift's
Imagine if Taylor Swift's what?
Doesn't she have a big apartment in New York?
She
Might not be.
did. She lived in New York for a while. I mean, she's so rich, she probably still does. I
Anyway,
was thinking it might be Soho because that is actually a place where they have a lot of warehouses. You wouldn't know it now, but that district historically was a place where they had a lot of like production and everything. And that's why it was a real like artist and bohemian community in the 60s and 70s when it was like kind of switching over. It
Oh
actually
my God,
was
maybe
like
JoJo was there squatting
JoJo.
in
Yep.
his warehouse over there
Hey man, be cool. Be JoJo. Be cool.
with the
Uh,
greaseproof paper.
oh my God, yeah. Matthew's gonna find another like sad pregnant woman there, just
But
like,
this is the thing that really annoyed me. So he said about he's letting go. She was like, maybe we should discuss letting go John Cena. He's like, I've done it. And she
Yeah.
was like,
She's like, wait a
okay.
minute. Wait a minute. She sat there like she's got her like daytime negligee or whatever on, and she's like, well, that doesn't seem like a decision you really should have made on your own. But at the same time, like, okay, I mean, I guess if you want to save money. And then she comes in the next day and she's got that like sparkly like sweater and like cardigan set
We've
on,
discussed this. I've got some like blindness in outfits. Carry on.
oh my God. Honestly, I loved it because it was so period, but at the same time, like all I could also Trixie's hair really looked like a wig to me in this episode.
yeah, I think it is a wig.
I really do think it's a wig. It's just the way it is.
I
It just
think she
seems
had it dark brown because she was doing the King and I at this point.
so then there you go. That would
Yeah.
make sense. Yeah, it really looked wiggish to me. But she's got it on and it's like it's like that material. I can literally feel it right now, like in my hands. I've touched this knitwear before. It's like it's a knit, but it's got that lurex thread in it because it was so like it was sparkly. It had like a shimmer. It was like black and
Yeah.
green. And while I think it was so perfect for the period, and like she walks in and she's like, "Oh, I made savory mince or whatever." And I was like, all I got from savory mince was just like seasoned ground beef, and that's like all you're eating. But like whatever.
Is that a cottage pie or a shepherd's pie? Is
No,
that
it's
what
without
she's
the potato. It's just the savory mince without the potato.
But how are you going to eat literally just a bowl of ground beef?
Well, it's going to have
cottage?
stuff in it, vegetables in it and stuff, and gravy. I mean,
Okay. Well,
don't
that's
get me
at
wrong,
least
guys.
something.
This isn't something I make and eat, but it is a dish.
That to me
Cottage
just sounded kind of gross,
It's
honestly.
cottage pie without the cottage.
Okay, so
cottage
it's got
pie.
like
I
cheese
just
and
don't.
carrots and
I love a cottage pie and a shepherd's pie.
No.
I like it,
Yes,
but
it's
I
a,
wouldn't.
it's a national dish. People love it, Bex, just because you don't.
I just wouldn't want to eat it without the potatoes on top. That's even if you put some peas and carrots in there. I like that just seemed a bit much. But she says, "Oh, she's like, it turns out I'm good at making really cheap food." And I was like, "Okay." And so, but the sweater, it just
Pot
I don't know,
noodle.
it just the whole thing just felt scratchy to me. Like that's what it was like I couldn't get that sensation of that kind of itchy texture out of my mind as I was watching them. But actually that kind of fit because then this is where and you guys butt in if you want to say it instead of me, but like basically he tells her that he's on the phone with his friend Chester
Yeah.
and he's going to be talking to him about this business deal and everything, and if it gets worked out, then big things are coming. And he's
Well,
kind
no,
of
he
like
was also
teasing her.
saying
He's
like it was
teasing her
kind of
with it.
decided, wasn't it? And she was like, "We're going to live on my wage for 5 years," and he was like, "Well, that's what marriage means."
Oh, well,
And it's
that's
like,
the
hang
next
on.
morning though. That's the next
Oh,
morning
right,
though.
right,
Because
right.
remember, like she's like, okay, she's like, well, just talk to him and then see what he says and then let me know, kind of thing. Like I'd really love to hear it before, so we can
Yeah.
decide together. Like she's very like we, and he's like he. And
Yeah, but he's
then
also like, "What's yours is mine, and what's mine I'm not telling you about."
yeah, basically. Yes, yes. And then the next morning, she's like, "Oh, you didn't even come to bed till 3 a.m. How are you up this early? Like, you made breakfast for us. What's going on?" And he's like, "Okay." He's like, "Well, babe, I talked to Chester and we're moving to New York City." And
Oof.
she's just sat there like,
Yeah, but he's like, "You
"Excuse
love
me?"
New York." She was like, "For honeymoon, I'd have loved Skegness.
Oh,
I'd have loved
keep
Skegness
going.
if it was on honeymoon with you." And he was like, "No."
He's like, "Would you though?" He's like,
Yeah.
"Would you?" He's like, "You," and oh my God, you guys, when he said that to her, the Skegness line, I was like, "You think that she married you for your money?"
Yeah.
Like that's what your baggage is. Like you think that your value is tied to your financial prowess, basically.
Yeah.
And that if you don't have the cat, and he even says it later, he's like, I want to be able to, basically buy you flowers, take you out to dinner, like buy a new house, like do whatever I want with money, like be generous, like be sweet, but like basically like have power, have dominance, have the ability to just write a check and not even care about it. That's like what matters to me. I'm like, it made me so mad, girls. He's
But like
learned
3
nothing.
to
He's
4
learned
months
nothing.
with no discussion. Like, "Oh, we'll be gone for 3 to 4 months at first." No discussion. Just be like, "I've already accepted it." What?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Girls, I honestly, like, I remember watching this episode with my mom the first time, and I was like, we would be divorced. We would be divorced. I would just be like, I'm calling a lawyer. Like, that behavior sends me, I really actually think I might need to go to therapy for this, because honestly, as soon as he said, this is what's happening, and I'm taking Jaunty, even though I know Jaunty is his child, I still was like, the way that he was just like, I'm doing this. And he was like, why don't you take some time to like just come to terms with the fact that this is happening and you're going to move to New York and you don't get any say in it.
It was the way he did this big impassioned speech. I just thought it was just annoying. I like the way she was like, oh, act now and tell the little woman later. She was brilliant.
Oh, yes.
But it's like, you can come with me when you're ready. Oh, why, thanks. Do you know what I mean?
He was like, well, I guess if you need time to like think about it, take your time.
Then later on, he was like, get into bed, Trixie.
Oh, that scene made my blood boil. It made my blood boil. Like, literally, I was like, if I was her, I would have been like, I'm leaving the room.
But also the way he said to it, he's like, I need to do this. I need time. And then he was like, take one of your sleeping pills, please.
Take a sleeping pill. Oh my! Basically, like he was just like, just shut up.
Why don't you take the whole bottle of them, Matthew?
Oh, I was livid. Oh, I was livid.
Do you know what I don't get though? What is he going to do in New York with Chester? He's not actually
standing around for 5 years.
Who's looking after Jaunty?
Yeah, but
exactly.
He's not actually redeveloping those properties.
No.
Well, the thing is, what money does he have? I mean, okay, he has an apartment he's paid for, but he can't do anything about it here. Let's be honest,
guys. This was a way to get rid of Matthew. We don't know what's actually happened. We don't know if he got a new contract somewhere else. Just really quick, by the way.
He's on casual sick.
He is on casual sick. Yeah. Can we talk about the sleeping pills really quick? The scene where Trixie went to see Dr. Turner. Now, I thought he was brilliant. He subscribed nitrazepam, but he was like, I'm always here. I mean it. I'm always here. And I just thought that was actually a really good scene.
Oh, that
he prescribed common sense.
He prescribed common sense and nitrazepam. But it was obvious she was really stressed and stuff. And I like the way they because I feel like she's kind of been getting on with stuff and we've kind of not seen her stressed. So I'm glad they did actually reference that. But the scene where Trixie's saying goodbye to Jaunty and Matthew, where she packed him dinky cars and jam sandwiches. Oh,
I know.
The massive passionate hug when they're both saying sorry. I'm like, it was just weird. And then
the fact that she said I'm sorry like really sent me over the moon. I would be like, you don't have anything to apologize for. You haven't done anything wrong. In their past fights, when they both break down and they're like, oh my God, I'm sorry, I love you. Like, I'm like, okay, fine, that's great. But like in this instance, when he said I'm sorry, she should have been like, I appreciate that. Thank you. That I need your apology right now because I need you to recognize like how completely out of bounds this is.
Yeah.
How dare you have made a decision like that for both of us unilaterally?
And this is why I think we need to do a special episode where we do Matthew's arc, his character arc, because it's not the Matthew we met. Going back to the sleeping, when he says just take one of your sleeping pills, because it's like he's disturbed, like he can't sleep because of her restlessness.
I don't think it was supposed to be like that.
Guilt talking right there.
I think it was supposed to be like to help her, but he just says it so offhand.
The way he says it, I was like, she's only on those because of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're stressing her the F out. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so dismissive. It was like, can you just, he's like, I'm tired of you being mad at me now. Just accept it and move on and just like get over it. And like, I don't want to deal with your emotions. I don't want to deal with you. Just take a sleeping pill and be done with it. Like, if you're not going to like, be like on board with me and like loving me and like hugging me and kissing me and whatever else, he's like, then I just want you unconscious in the bed next to me. He's like, I can't deal with you. And that to me was so disrespectful and dismissive in a way that just, you guys, I have really liked Matthew a lot in this show. And
we've given him too much credit, guys.
And the past 2 episodes have tanked my opinion of his character.
Yeah.
Truly tanked it. Ugh.
And it does break my heart.
It broke my heart because, the thing is, she's not going to divorce him. I don't even, like, I'm not even
really
saying
wanted
anything,
a happy ending for Trixie because Trixie's had it rough. And
like
she's had
horrible man.
Yeah. And I just think, do you know what? We just really wanted it to work out for her. She got a happy ending. We were dead chuffed. And then he turned into a knobhead.
I know, and she even says it like at the beginning when he like drives her to work and he drops her off because like he has to go in and talk to Sister Julianne and she's gonna go to like her regular shift, and she's like, oh my God, just think, just a few months ago or however long we were in this courtyard celebrating our reception, we were celebrating our marriage, we thought all the horrible things had already happened because remember they had the fire alarm, they had the thing, like all the stuff with like their wedding, like getting screwed up and whatever, and she's like, we thought that after surviving all of that it was just gonna be joy, smooth sailing, like easy peasy, you know, wonderful. She's like, how wrong we were. And he was like, I know, we were really wrong. Like, wow, naive. And I was just, and I mean, honestly, like that line kind of was like in a pin at the beginning of the episode, but that's really what she's saying about what's coming in a way too. You know, she doesn't even know what he has cooked up that he's going to put in place.
I mean, spoiler alert, we're in series 15 now. Still not fully resolved.
Ugh. Well, the thing is, this is like, I mean, I don't actually totally remember every single thing that happened in series 14 anyway, so like I'm not even trying to give like spoilers, but as Cyril and Lucille have shown, you cannot have a transatlantic relationship. Not in 1969, you can't. It's just going to be so hard to try to be a couple when you are that physically like far apart.
Can I just say, it's hard for us to schedule calls on Zoom for this with the time difference. Imagine being in a relationship.
Yes.
And this is where, well, going slightly off track, this is where the writers or Heidi should have got somebody and locked them into their contract.
Honestly, I'm not trying to be like horrible here, but I almost just wish he had like died or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they should have just killed him, and then she could have been, like, a super sad widow, and then just, like, okay, like, now, problems. You know what I mean? Like, it could have been, like, a Barbara thing.
The thing is, it's our Trixie as well. Like, it's our... We all love her. She's been in it from the start. We've been on this journey, and we just all wanted her to have this amazing happiness.
Yeah, and, like, perfect
really
relationship.
Yeah.
I know. But that's the thing. I'm not going to try to make, like, a huge, broad statement, but it's, like, even after all those years, all those bad dates, all the failed engagement, waiting for Mr. Right, really trying to find the right person for her, and in so many ways she got this wonderful man, and then just what a disappointment, you know?
I mean, like, I think it probably shows you that men aren't all that. Do you know what I mean?
Why are men?
You think that's a surprise. It's not.
Yeah, no. Like, they're just at the end of the day, they can still just really, really be disappointing. Like, no matter how good you think they are.
Well, I sent you two that t-shirt, didn't I? May I have the confidence of a mediocre white man?
Oh, and just a point to that, actually, like, again, we're in 2026 now, and, like, it's been this way for a while. Like, we've had a lot of technology for, like, a while now, but think about how much, I mean, we obviously live, like, you know, 5 time zones apart or whatever. We're texting all the time. We're, you know, like, doing these Zooms. We're you know, we talk.
Not texting enough, Becky, but carry on.
I know. Right under the bus.
Who's the one who's the worst at texting us?
Oh, I know, I'm so bad.
Do you know what gets me? She sent us this TikTok, listeners. I'm going to throw you under the bus. She sent us this TikTok being like, Sunday, we're going to, in our friendship group, we do photos that we share to each other. I'm the only bloody one doing it.
Do you know what? I took a picture today because I was like, I need to do my photo dump. I've not done it.
I was
waiting for you to do it. I've got mine ready.
Yeah, I was going to do it where was I last week? Oh, last weekend I was sick. I was sick last weekend. But like we've had like email, we've had like we have just a lot of technology like on our sides to be able to like really keep in touch. And then like we even at the beginning of our relationships like would write letters from time to time and things like that, and like we visited whatever. Like all I'm saying is it takes a heck of a lot of work. But like in 1970, you just don't have any of that. And he's like just so blasey blah about literally getting up and just moving across the whole Atlantic Ocean.
You've got no support network for Jonty. That's the thing that annoys me. That's such a man way to think about it, though. Like, he's not thought about the fact that he'll need stuff for him.
Well, what about Jonty? Like, does Jonty get... I mean, I don't think children really should get a say, but I'm just saying, like, he hasn't even thought about, like, how Jonty's going to process this.
Exactly.
And, like, the fact that, like, I mean, it all happens so fast. He tells her they're moving to New York probably 20 minutes into this episode, and by the end of the episode, they're literally bags packed, taxi cab is waiting, ready to go.
Yeah.
Can I say as well, when we talked at the start about Sister Julienne with an artist's house being transferred into their name, when the car is repossessed, Trixie then obviously like shares what's going on with Sister Julienne. And Sister Julienne just gives her a cup of tea and says, "You will drink this and then you will do your duty." And I was just a bit like,
she's like, "Get to work." She's like, I really just like, I don't have time for this today, babe. Yeah. I really don't have time.
Not like,
for this today.
You okay? You will do this, and then you will do your duty. Yeah.
Well, and I love even when Trixie walks into the what do they call it? The room where they all like get ready and like have all their medical equipment and everything. Phyllis is like, "Oh, well, thank you for joining us," and Trixie's like, "Oh God," like they're just like, "Hop too, girly pop!" Like, come on, you gotta get in the mode. And then she drops like her instruments all over the floor. She's like, "Oh crap!" She's like, "I'll run them through again," and everything. They're just like pull it together, and then they give Trixie like the easiest job, which is basically just like giving moms like a tour of the maternity home.
Which they've never done before.
No, never. We've never even heard mention of this practice. But it's like they're all staying at the Hilton or something, and it's like, oh, before you book in, like come in and take a tour. And
I think it's just to show us that people are choosing hospital births more. I think it's just to say, oh look, you've got options, and this is them choosing physically in front of us, so it's because we're all thick.
Yeah.
Should we talk about pupils to nurses where they've changed their cardigans and get the blue cardigan?
Girls.
I didn't even notice they had blue bloody cardigans before, guys. We've spoken about this before on Rubbish Hour and stuff like that.
Yeah, when so they come down to breakfast, like you see them getting ready, like they're doing their hair. I've not brushed my hair today, and it's what time is it? It's 9:15. I've been on a dog walk. I've been to the tip. Anyway, but they're meticulously doing their hair. They go down to breakfast. They've got their cardigans all wrapped up for them.
Oh,
they're burgundy cardigans.
Yeah,
it's
and
so sweet.
Literally thought, what have they been wearing up until now?
Blue ones, navy blue.
Really seen them in cardigans that I can remember very well.
They've been in the navy blue because do you know how I know this? I tried to play it on my BBC iPlayer and it wouldn't play right. I kept thinking, why is this not playing? So then I went to the episode before, went right near the end to fast forward it to then go to the next episode to see if that'd make it play, and it did. And there was the 2 pupil midwives who were silent, the mutes, and then Rosalind, and they were cycling in their navy blue cardigans. So pupil midwives wear navy blue cardigans, and actual midwives wear burgundy.
Well, the pupil midwives also had like a light blue dress with a different colored collar.
Then it's just a waste of a uniform.
Yeah,
but it's kind of like how like trainee nuns have like a different outfit than real nuns. It's like they just have to distinguish them. For the timing. But they got their cardigans. It was so sweet.
I cannot get Rosalind's name right because I just want to call her Rosalind all the time because that's Alex's name.
It's not my name. It is
at least I'm calling her Rosalind and not Jocelyn now.
True. And also, can I say, it's Rosalind, and you don't ever use that for my name. So why? I
know, but we literally before we came on air, I am up to date. Well, I'm not because there's an episode that has just aired that I've not watched on series 15. So
Can I just say really quick, for a spoiler, there is a revisiting of a family that we love in this series.
Oh, well, also, girls, I told you this before we got on here, but for all the American listeners, if you have PBS Passport, all of season 15 is now available on PBS Passport. I haven't watched any of it yet, but...
Well, this is going to be in 2 weeks as well, so...
Yeah, so maybe in 2 weeks I'll have watched it, but I am going to be starting this week with my mom. We're gonna watch the newest series.
It's really good,
very excited.
Really good.
I'm very excited.
So we had a little chat about it before we came on to record, and then every time I say Rosalind, you correct me and say Rosalind.
Yeah, because it is.
Rosalind.
No, I know, but I think we should just go with Rosalind.
No, we're not, because her name's Rosalind. So we're going to actually go with the name.
You know what this is like? This is like Sister Evangeline versus Evangelina.
I mean...
Or what if you were called Rebecca?
My niece calls me Rebecca.
Would you want to be called that from now on?
No.
Or Ben instead of Bex? Right. So no, we're going to do the name properly. It's Rosalind until you learn.
Rosalind.
Anyway, Joyce Hyland got the Violet Albany Prize, the highest mark prize.
Oh, Joyce is
so clever.
Badass. Joyce is so good.
She is. Should we talk about Joyce?
Yeah. Oh, Joyce, another woman brought down by a dastardly man.
Sylvester, Sylvester. I hate him.
I know. He's such a creepo. And actually, wait, Bex, I have got to say this. Nancy clocked him immediately.
Yes.
Give credit where credit is due. Nancy was
I thought he was smarmy and I didn't like his shoes.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, daggone it. I was like, Nancy can really, absolutely.
I've got a note saying Nancy's intuition.
Yeah, we've got to give Nancy props for that one because Sister Veronica was like, oh, he was so charming. And Nancy's like, no, he wasn't. He pulled the wool over your eyes, babe.
And we find out that Joyce isn't Joyce Hyland. She's Claudine Warren.
Claudine is such a cool name. Do you know Claudine's well cool.
She's gone with Joyce because she says it's more modern.
And she wanted I
love when they say names are so modern and we're like, that's so old fashioned.
Well, yeah. Just think though, how many Graham Stewarts, do you know, growing up in your class, how many Davids, Daniels, and now there's none of that at schools.
It's all like Brantley and like Corkston and, like...
I'd never met a Brantley or a Corkston.
That's American, the problem. Like, I actually heard something funny.
What's that actually name? Corkston?
I don't know if Corkston is, but like Americans do so many stupid things with their names all the time. And the one that I heard lately was that like apparently in 2025, all names with like different oak derivatives are going to be really popular. Like
Oakley.
Oakley, Oak, whatever, Oak. But then there were like all different spellings for Oakley, like Oakleely, you know,
Yeah.
and I just was like, good, yeah. Like to me, like,
To be fair, I know two people with a sub called Oakley.
yeah, yeah. I mean, look, I don't want to knock it. I don't want to like yuck anyone's yum. Like whatever people name their kid. I don't have any children, but like I know you guys know this. Historically, I always joked that I was going to name my kids like wacky things because like like it's just the thing I had in my head that I really wanted to do. Like for a long time I was like I want to name all my kids again. What am I thinking? Like I'm gonna have like 15 kids, not 15. Like like in my mind I'm thinking like 2, 3, 4, whatever. But like it was like I was on a tear for a little while where I was gonna name them all like have like an unusual letter in their name. Like I went through a period where I really liked the name Knox for a boy, Knox for a boy. I mean there was a lot of insanity, and believe me, like I was never even in a position to start thinking seriously about that. But we all just go through these funny phases. But anyways,
I look back, I liked Electra. I think that was hormones. Anyway, so Joyce.
There's always wacky ones people put on the name. Oh, actually,
like as a middle name, it's like Electra. I just thought it was a cool rock name.
I'll keep this very anonymous, but there is someone that I am connected to through work, and she chose all place names for her children.
Oh.
I won't say more.
Brooklyn?
I don't like the name of places. Like
yeah, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
We know what a place name is, Jen.
I said a place name, and she was like, "No, a place name." And I was like, "Yeah."
But the way you said it, just I felt like you were like, "What?" Like it didn't seem like it was clicking. Okay, yeah.
You've got a cheat because you judge my names.
Electra is a good name, though.
Number one, did I use it?
No, but I feel like you would.
I was never going to use it. It was written down in my list. I think I was just hormonal. All right.
You guys, Electra is a good name, though.
It's not a good name for a child.
But that is a bomb ass
name. It's a good name for a goldfish.
My husband would have vetoed it. I think he did.
I don't know that he would have.
He would. He would.
But but I'm not going to say what it is. But you guys have a very special name for her middle name, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
can we say it's from Neighbours?
Yeah.
Because it could be anything.
Oh, it is from Neighbours? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's where she got it from, Jen.
Oh, I
love it.
Okay, I thought it was.
And I would have used it, but I didn't want people to misspell it. Anyway, that's by the by. So, Joyce, so Miss Higgins has a call asking us for a nurse with the surname Warren, and she looks like she's seen a ghost, Joyce, when she hears that.
Yeah, she's like, what?
Right. So then she turns up at an artist's house. There's loads of stuff going on, but I'm just doing the Joyce storyline thing.
Yeah.
So she turns up at an artist's house, and they're like, "Oh, Joyce, your cousin's here to see you." And she's like, "You what? You what?" "Oh, Sylvester." Now, he's obviously lied now to an artist's house, and she went along with the lie. Instead of being like, "This isn't my cousin, this is my dastardly ex-husband, Sylvester Warren."
Yeah.
So it's just Sylvester, though he's such a baddie as well, though, isn't he?
He's so bad.
Like I really liked the baddie against Violet the other week. I really liked his baddiness as well. Like he was so dastardly.
Yeah, he was.
Sylvester is like a dark energy. And I mean dark like meaning like evil energy. Like I mean we find out what he did to Joyce in their past life, which is like horrible.
So we find out it's been 4 years since they've seen each other.
It sounds like she basically left just in the middle of the night, like packed a bag and was just like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, but also she did so well to keep up with that show because I wouldn't be able to keep up with that. I'd be like, "What are you doing here? Get out! Join with my ex."
Oh my god, I know. She didn't even bat an eyelash.
But she didn't just leave him in the UK. She left him and left the country. Like she didn't know he was in the UK.
Yeah,
and she was like, "How did you know I was in the UK?"
You know, you just said about bat an eyelash.
Yeah,
you know, it's just like a saying. I've really got to tell you this story. Really,
I don't even think that is. She didn't even bat an eyelid.
I thought it was eyelid as well.
Oh, to me, it's eyelash.
Right, bat an eyelid is saying.
Is it bat an eyelid?
Well, this is my point. I thought it was bat an eyelid, right? So anyway, this is my point. So let me just set the scene at work. We've got somebody who works with me, and I won't say a name, right? But this week, someone said to her, "Oh, do you fancy doing this or whatever?" And she was like, "It's just not my ball bag." And we were like, "What?" Laughing. She's like, "What? That's the saying, isn't it?" And we were like, "No, it's just not my bag." And she's like, "No, it's not my ball bag." I was like, "It's really not. Think about what a ball bag is." And she's been saying it for years. It's not my ball. How awful's that? But lols.
My ball. Well, also like that. It's not my bag is like also I think a very old-fashioned phrase. But
Yeah.
even though it's not my ball bag is like very old-fashioned. Although you know what's so funny? So wait, sorry, I have to like. This is so like. Is it meta?
Yeah.
Anyways, but like I was listening to our podcast a few weeks ago, and you were telling the story about how that man came into your office that was like 6'5" and like so jacked,
6'9",
like,
6'9".
and that like male coworker of yours was like, I don't know what to do with myself. He's like, I might leave my wife.
We joke about it all the time. Still.
That honestly, I like that was funny when
Like,
we were
if
like
someone's
in
really
the
good looking or that someone says something, he says, how tall are they? And they say like 6 foot. He's like, not interested.
It's like pass.
He is lols. He is funny.
Oh my God. Wait, actually, this actually makes me laugh because like I was on social media the other day, and I don't know if any of our I don't know how many of our listeners have gotten into this, but heated rivalry was a huge thing over here. It still is a very big thing over here. I watched it. I love it. The boys are so cute. But anyways, Connor Story, who plays the Russian of the two main characters, he was on Saturday Night Live last night, and they did like promos and everything. And so I was watching this TikTok of this guy who was like, oh my God, he's like, I just watched the Saturday Night Live promos with Connor Story, and he's like, that is a handsome man. He's like, what happened to me? He's like, I feel really nervous right now, like talking about him. Like, it's so good. He's like, I'm just like, I'm really gonna have to watch. He's like, but honestly, like, you guys, he's like, I feel so nervous, like, thinking about him. He's like, I don't know what this is. Like, what is this feeling? And I just think, I don't know. I think this is a very interesting time for men.
Genuinely
to be like,
opened something up in because he was
you know,
like, oh,
like,
do you sleep in grow bags? It was so weird.
he just like discovered some new capacity within his sexuological spectrum that
speaking of that,
never knew.
Sister Veronica, obviously Sylvester opened something in her. She was like, what an absolutely charming young man. Can I just say, guys, that was seamless.
If only she knew.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, Sister Veronica, like.
So
yeah.
anyway, in this scene, he was like, "Why not your name, Claudine? Why would you change it?" And she was like, "I want to be a woman." But she was like, "Claudine Warren is your wife, and I never ever want to be associated with that name. You beat and abused me." And then he's like, "I was young and I was wrong, right?" Now I'm a bit like, is that a bit of an apology? But then obviously he didn't carry on to be an apology.
Well,
terrible.
He just was like, "Well, we all make mistakes. Like some people just beat their wives for a while."
You find out they're still married.
Well, he said it changed, and I was like, no, people don't change.
He didn't change.
No, well, he said I won't let you change that because then he was like, I'm not going to let you change just being married. Like, so poor Joyce. And then she comes home and Rosalind's like just talking at her, which again, I identify with. And poor Rosalind, she screamed at her to shut up. And then she says sorry, but then she keeps it like that. She's not like, oh, sorry about that. I really shouldn't have done that. I'm just really stressed. She was like, sorry, done. It was just really awkward.
Well, and she says to Joyce, she's like, oh, no. She says to Rosalind, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, you know, and Rosalind was like, oh, well, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come in here and just started talking like that. And then she just kind of is like, she's like, no, I think she says like, no, it's okay. But she doesn't explain any further than that.
Yeah,
like, I think, yeah.
Rosalind just blames herself. She's like, sometimes I can be so thoughtless or something like that.
Yeah,
and I was just like, you weren't thoughtless at all.
Yeah, you didn't do anything wrong. You just came into your mate and was just talking.
I mean, the only thing she did wrong was she just like literally just started like word dumping, like without any asking her how her day was or anything like that. But I mean, that wasn't like a bad thing. I mean, I'm not saying it was nothing egregious at all. It was just like what you do when you're just kind of like, actually when you feel very comfortable with another person and you can just walk in and just be like, oh my God, you won't believe what happened today or whatever, you know?
Exactly.
And actually, Joyce did have a real sorry, Rosalind did have like a real ringer of a day. So like I mean we all sympathize with why she did. And actually I will say this for Joyce, even though she doesn't really like say sorry or like explain, she's like no, she's like, you know, she's like, you're my friend, like, you know, we're gonna be okay. She like does say something like more loving, like it was nice. Sorry.
I still think she should have explained a bit more.
She should have explained. Yeah.
I mean, she could have just said, "Look, I'm really like I'm normally
I've had a bad day.
I do it a lot. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just so hormonal." That's my. I mean, it is always that, but she should have just said she'd had a really bad day, and
yeah.
Joyce has. Should we talk about Mrs. Jerry Godfrey's birth? Because obviously we need to finish off the Sylvester thing, but the whole point is this birth story is part of it, right?
Yeah. So she comes for the tour of the maternity home.
Yeah. I think she's the one who asked for a room on her own, isn't she?
Yeah. So they show them like the wards where they all kind of not congregate. That's the wrong word. It sounds like they're all just Well, because they go there before they give birth as well. It's just the ward. It's the only room.
It's the only bloody ward they've got. Yeah, basically.
Yeah. And she says, is it not possible to have a private room? And it comes across at first like she's a bit snooty, but actually she says she's recently had a change of circumstances. Her husband's, well, she doesn't really explain it, does she?
I thought he was either in prison or he's just left her.
I think he left.
I didn't get prison vibes.
I got ditched vibes.
So Joyce says to her, well, have you considered a home birth? And she says, well, no, because was her husband called Henry?
Dennis?
No, I thought it was Colin.
If only we were better. So anyway, her husband had not wanted her to have a home birth last time. She'd been in hospital last time, but what she doesn't want is, once she's given birth, like, she doesn't want at visiting times people to wonder why her husband isn't there.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. So Joyce says to her, well, I can come. I'll add you to my rounds tomorrow, and I'll come and see what
if we can do a home birth.
Yeah, she doesn't say that, but yeah, that's the gist of it.
And
sorry, Beck. Sorry, I shouldn't have talked over you.
She makes kids jumpers for a living with
a knitting machine.
Yeah,
with a knitting machine.
My grandma and my auntie had knitting machines, and my auntie's so good with it.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
And also, Joyce is like asking how close the little boy is. The boy called Dennis, or is the boy called? I don't even bloody know, guys. This is crap by us.
I'm not sure where I got Dennis from, but I really feel like Dennis is somehow connected.
Yeah.
But
anyway, so he asks, so Joyce is like, how close does he get to the knitting machine? And she's like, oh, thinking, you're criticizing me. And it's not. She was just like, oh, it was so calm and lovely. The way Joyce was like, no, you're doing an amazing job. That wasn't what I was saying. I was just double checking. She was like, no, he stays in his playpen. And the baby does that we don't have named.
And they talk about how she wants to get childcare, but she just hasn't been able to connect with it yet.
Yeah, so she's getting him nursery and stuff. But the point is, Joyce was so kind and just Joyce
understanding.
Joyce never gets it wrong.
She's a boss. Joyce is what the kids call now a baddie. Joyce is a baddie. Like she's just always on top of everything.
Doesn't that also mean you're really fit? I mean, she is. So yeah, she is. So
I just take baddie to mean like you're just like a catch, like just a huge catch.
Yeah, you just win it.
I do think the implication is that you also are good looking, but like even oh, Joyce is gorgeous. Yeah. I mean, her skin is so
see what Sylvester's
beautiful. I know. I mean, if I was Sylvester,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that because I would never be Sylvester because he sucks. But I mean, and Sylvester doesn't even want her back because of like a good reason or because of something nice or loving or anything. He just wants her back because he's an absolute scumbag and he wants to like mooch off of her. I mean, at the same time, Joyce is like catch.
So Jerry goes into labor. Let's carry on, right? So she goes into the phone box in labor, right? The baby's with a neighbor.
Yeah, but Jerry's having a pain in her side. She's like, oh no.
Yeah. Now, Joyce was also, this is just after Joyce has left Sylvester and he's kind of loitering around, isn't he?
Oh, she hasn't seen him yet. She doesn't see him until she goes out after she makes the phone call.
No, she's
seen him, but she doesn't. She doesn't know that he like followed her to this birth.
Yeah, so she was very, very calm after her horrendous interaction with her husband, which I thought was amazing, right?
Yeah.
Now Nancy was really supportive. This is how he hears though, because she shouts out where she's going because she was a bit flustered, wasn't she?
Yeah, so this is her first solo home birth.
Yeah.
She hasn't written down the address. So Nancy goes back in and then Nancy shouts out the address. I'm like, for God's sake, of all the times.
Yeah, Nancy. Well, don't be criticising Nancy, Becky.
No, I don't mean, I'm not criticising Nancy. I would never.
That's your girl right there.
So anyway, she's got, poor Jerry's got a pain down her side, right? And they need to call the flying squad. Let's have a shout out to the flying squad, guys.
Flying squad.
They didn't get there.
Didn't get there in time
until the end. I had no idea what was going to be wrong with her, and then when we found out, I was like, "Oh, dang!"
Well, she was right though. Joyce was like, "I expect the placenta is detached." Well, she was right.
Yeah, but
detached. Oh, sorry. The placenta is detached prematurely.
Yeah.
In a bad way.
Full birth,
and that is going to cause a problem with the baby coming out. And so then when she gets back up there, she's like, push right now. And then the baby basically falls out. And then the placenta comes out. And then this is so gruesome. She's like, the mom is screaming. And she's like, I just have to press on your tummy, sweetie pie or whatever. And then she presses and it's like, she's literally like squeezing like a balloon and just blood is just like splashing out.
Yeah, but also bearing in mind, in between this, she's seen Sylvester outside.
Yeah.
She's got a mother to get back to. Absolutely, even under those circumstances, that high terror, because he'd beaten her and everything, like it was this big horrible surprise. She still bossed it.
Well, she's like, let me get past. She's like, I have a laboring mother who's like traumatically giving birth or something. And then he's like, no, I won't let you. And she's like, yes, you will. And she like just pushes him out of the way. Like, even though like they have a traumatic history, like that he traumatized her, because of the
because he's
abuse and
horrible.
everything. Like, like she just does it. I'm just amazed.
Well, the baby's born. It's a daughter. Then a horrible placenta shot.
Oh my God, that was terrible.
When Joyce goes back up, the mother is already saying the head's out. Joyce is like, what?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no.
So then she gives birth to the baby. The baby seems fine. Then the placenta comes out. Horrible placenta shot. Then she's like, oh, I'm cold. I'm cold, Nurse Island. And then the ambulance
But then you hear like the boop, boop, boop.
Do you know what got me as well, though?
Pew.
After all that, she's gone through such a bloody horrendous time. Joyce, not just the mother, Joyce. And then she's got to clean up all this bloody awful blood everywhere and stuff. He's hanging around outside. I'm just like, this is literally
it looks like a crime scene.
Horrendous. I just cry. I just cry.
Oh my God, I know. I would be so anxious. And then he is right about this, that she did a lot of like fraudulent stuff in her pursuit to get her medical degree. And
what has she done that's fraudulent though? She just changed her name.
But that's fraud. That's what I'm saying. I'm not agreeing with it.
Or is she, we don't know if she's done it by deed poll. We don't know.
Well,
I mean she must have if he's bribing her.
I mean, I don't think she would be afraid if it was like a legitimate name change. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think part of it is that she's done it without.
She asks him what he wants because he's hanging around like a bad smell, and he's like, "Immigration isn't easy for a single man," and basically she's trying to bribe her for his silence. And then he's like, "I know where you live, Claudine," and I'm like, "That is just awful." And even after that, she could still finish the jumpers for Jerry.
I know, she brings them all back to Nonana's house, and they all work on them.
Oh my God, I love that.
That's the kind of thing you two would love to do. I'd like to be sat there where you two did it and I'd just watch it.
Oh my God, yeah. Someone just bring me
you
cups of tea and I would just like so.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. And it's so sweet. And the thing is,
but it's not resolved. Oh, sorry, the jumpers are.
The jumpers are, because then she gives the mom a whole stack of the jumpers already finished, and that's a real welcome home present.
They look really well done as well.
They're so cute.
Yeah. I had like a white Aran jumper that was like cable knit like that when I was younger.
I know. I was going to say they're
like a school photo.
They're
I remember my sister-in-law's mum is a really good knitter, and I really want to get her to knit something for me. I remember my mum knit me a cardigan when I was at primary school, and it was in that really fluffy wool, and my mum had to knit in that wool so that when she dropped a stitch, you couldn't see the hole. But I just remember that I had this really fluffy cardigan that I used to wear to school, and then we must have done baking at school, and all of the wool was like in the biscuits.
See, we didn't have to wear uniform at primary school. You mustn't have either.
No, I did have to, because it was navy blue. It was a navy blue. Oh. It was a navy blue fluffy cardigan.
Oh, see, I didn't have to wear a uniform at primary school. They had one, but you didn't have to do it. Nowadays, you have to.
I never wore a uniform anytime.
I think it's a good thing that they wear uniform. It's a great leveler.
Yeah, but it also means you can't show your creativity.
I mean, you show that in your schoolwork, Jen. So, shall we talk about Rosalind and Phyllis doing a talk at a factory about a menstrual cycle? What was that about?
Oh my God. Oh wait, but can I just say though, I do think the storyline with Joyce is gonna have something big happen in the next episode, and I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I was about to say it's not resolved. That's why I was saying that's not resolved.
Oh, not resolved. Oh, sorry.
You're saying that like I feel like this is gonna happen. You know, because you've watched it.
Well, I know, but anyway.
Is it the next episode or is it the one after?
I mean, I think the next episode is a Christmas episode, so I think it's the next episode.
Oh, hang on. No, next episode's episode 8, so that's the last in the series next episode.
Oh, right. Right. Okay, sorry, I got mixed up. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think it'll resolve this season is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, and when I say I think, I mean I know.
So Rosalind and Phyllis go to this factory to do a talk on the menstrual cycle. What was that about, guys?
It was so random as hell. That's what it was about.
I need to shout out first the fact that Rosalind has drawn a diagram of the female anatomy.
Oh my God, sound off. Here we go.
I mean, that's the kind of thing I would do.
But
that's what I'm good. You two are good at knitting. I'm good at shiz like that.
And then she says she attempted to draw the male anatomy, but she was struggling with scale. And I was just like, amazing.
That is such a boss line. And honestly, she doesn't even know what she's saying, and she's saying it so perfectly. And even Phyllis is like, yeah, she's like, I think even this will be an evolution, or no, a revelation for them or something. And I was like, oh my God, like, wow.
So there's a girl who puts the hand. Oh, go on.
Wait. Sorry. I just have to spare a moment for like this. Okay. The three of us grew up, all of our listeners know when. The three of us grew up in a time where, I mean, this is what I'm trying to say. These women who were sat in this meeting have some of the most crazy, contextually appropriate for their time period, but crazy old wives' tales about women's health and reproduction. Yeah. And my mom says you shouldn't eat, meat on your period.
Your hair.
Like you can't wash your hair. You can't
dye
your hair. You can't
My grandma used to say you should wash your hair.
Oh my God. You would just stink. So bad. But the other thing too is like I just watched a TikTok not that long ago about like women's undergarments, and it was all about like how literally pads and tampons weren't even invented until like disposable ones basically weren't even invented until like the late 60s, like 70s. And just the idea of having to wear like, a weird elastic thing that you pull on that goes under your...
Do you remember that Judy Blume book when she started a period and she had this? I remember reading it. It was like in America. And she had like a waistband thing that
yes. The pad literally, it was like you were wearing like a bikini bottom that went all the way and then you wear your underwear on top of that, and the pad went for like all the way up to your belly button, back down to your like butthole area.
God, it does sound like it gives good coverage.
I mean, good coverage, but like you're just the way that would just be so distracting to me. This is what women had to wear all the time to do anything, to do everything. Every class of
sitting on white couches and roller skating for them.
Literally, like all the way from like first ladies all the way down to like washerwomen and everything. This is what women had to deal with, and I'm like continually amazed at the things that women have had to put up with without any complaint or any grandstanding or anything like that, and just men could never. I'm sorry, just men could never.
Yeah. So anyway. So they go to this factory. Oh, go on.
It wasn't not washing your hair wasn't the worst bit. You couldn't take a bath.
A bath? Yeah, they said she's like, I couldn't even shower. Like my mom said I shouldn't even shower for the whole week.
My grandma didn't say that. She just said about your hair.
But but just think about how like gross and uncomfortable you could feel at the end of that.
I do it all the time. I listen to my grandma and I only ever do that. I don't. Anyway, so this girl is sat there. She's got all these spots on her face, and I thought straight away pregnancy spots. Disease.
I thought something was wrong with her, but I did not think it was a pregnancy thing.
Well, the minute I saw her in the jumper, I knew.
Well, she's like,
the jumper was crazy.
Horrible cow is
there. Oh my God.
Saying, it speaks, too scared to speak, then cries. Just like, what? How is anyone saying this is okay?
You guys, I'm name checking my mom a lot, but like literally, like and I'm gonna use a curse word. I apologize in advance. When I watched that episode and the mom and the lady said that, and she's like, and then they're so mean to her, and the girl is like, no, I don't have my question. I'm just not gonna ask whatever. And then Rosalind goes up to her later. I was like, I hate this kind of woman, this kind of bitchy group of women that treat other women that way. How dare they, honestly? I get that she may be like weird or quiet or whatever they think, but like to be so catty as hell to that poor girl absolutely drove me crazy.
You'd
like
watch this series of Love Island All Stars.
Oh my God, I hate when women are like. Well, see, there you go. I hate when women are like that. I mean, yeah, it's just so women, we can do better. Wait, you said that was happening a lot on Love Island. They were awful, but you said that was happening a lot on Love Island All Stars.
There's something happened on Love Island. There's no point in us talking about it because you don't know what we're on about. So Rosalind tries to speak to her, as you say, and she's still closing up because obviously she feels like absolute shit. Right?
I know. Even though they can all, her and Phyllis can both tell that she's like 100 months pregnant.
Well, yeah, because she was like, I spotted the chlorazma across her face. The mask of pregnancy, she said it for us thickos. And Nurse Crane was like, and the big jumper.
And she's like, she's going to give birth any day. Like, they're like, we didn't even need to see the pregnancy spots, honey. Like, it was going to be.
Though, to talk to her a bit more. So if they were both like, yes, she's heavy pregnant. You think they'd both be like, look, we can tell you're pregnant.
I know. Like, pull her into a private room or something.
Yeah.
Or at least be like, if there's, just just do more.
Yeah. So I'll go back to just try and speak to her. So anyway, Alison goes home and they were talking about.
Because Rosalind does try to speak to her, doesn't she?
Yeah, but I mean, again.
Oh, again, yeah.
You know,
or like more effectively
with Nurse Crane, you'd both be like, actually, we know this girl's pregnant. We do need to reach out to her.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, to be fair, as it happens, it happened quite quickly because Alison goes home. Her name is Alison. And she was talking to her mum about her stepdad coming back home soon. And she was just like, really, you could tell she was like, oh, no, not him. And the mum's like, her mum, Alison's mum, was like, oh, we've got a cozy home, food on the table. And also,
like, we're so lucky, we're so happy. Yeah.
Yeah, like cozy home food. But then they've got an outside toilet that she goes out to give birth in, which is nice.
Well,
she literally that night.
But she says to Alison, she's like, not that disgusting sweater again. Like, so mean. I'm like, ma'am.
No, I get that. I get that, Jen. My daughter put her school leggings on yesterday to go out for the day. And I'm like, take them off and put something. What are you doing? Why are you wearing your skaggy leggings? Wear something that fits and looks nice. Stop it. Like, it drives you mad, the stuff they choose.
No, I know. I get that. But like, literally, the bump was so pronounced. The mother drove me crazy. You guys, I don't have a lot of love for the mom.
Well, so anyway, she goes outside into the like toilet outside. She's like in the night or really early in the morning. Like, I'm gonna guess 3, 4 in the morning.
I didn't even say traumatic birth. How scary is it to be 16, wake up in the middle of the night with labor pains, think I cannot tell anyone about this. I don't have a way to resolve this at all, and then think, okay, I'm gonna go literally sit on the toilet and hope my baby falls out and I'm okay while I'm laboring in the middle of the night.
Well, as it happens, she wasn't. She went to get help.
I know, but there's nothing more terrifying to me than thinking about having to be utterly and completely alone to have a baby.
Well, Miss Higgins was there in the morning and she's like, help me. So
Thank God.
So Rosalind was so kind and lovely. She gave her a really gentle, she was like, we'll have a gentle look and, we'll break the news for you to your mum. And
I know, Alice, but this girl...
Please don't make me about giving birth because that's how young and naive she is as well.
Did you see how her knees were like locked together?
Yeah. And then, Rosalind was so lovely. She was like, it's okay, Alison, you're safe. And then she was talking to Julianne and Dr. Turner about it, saying she's never had a boyfriend. And Dr. Turner's like, she's obviously struggling with the pain, struggling with the whole thing. And Dr. Turner was like, you need to give her pethidine.
Yeah.
And they can tell they all think something terrible's happened. Well, they all think something bad's happened, like she's been interfered with, and which they were all right.
She has, yeah.
So they get Alison's mum in, and she's having this was really strange.
The mother.
So she comes in and she goes into Dr. Turner's, desk where he sits, his office, right? And she's talking about her husband, Stanley, saying he's working away building the M6, which was, up the M6 for us. Yeah, we use it all the time.
Wait, I've got a connection here.
Oh, go on. Your uncle Stanley.
No, my great uncle did help build the M6.
Oh my God, his name wasn't Stanley, was it?
No, it's not.
No.
Thank God.
Quick, like real near miss there, listeners.
Yeah, it's Brian.
Now, so in the background, Alison is screaming, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the mum is like, it's Alison, isn't it? Smiling. What? Why the hell are you smiling?
Oh, it's crazy.
Like I did when I had her. It was
Psycho.
A really weird scene, guys.
It was such a horrible acting choice, and I hated that. And I was like,
he smiled as well.
Oh, well, I know, but Dr. Turner's just kind of like, he's like, oh, Dr. Turner sometimes is just a bit like, he's got 2 speeds, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the mother was just insano in the membrano.
Well, so she has a little boy, but she doesn't want to hold him. And then the mum decides she's going to be sad now and then starts sobbing, right?
Yeah.
So, now she's decided, it's just like me when I was in loads of pain. You'd be dead worried about your 16-year-old kid who's just been announced pregnant. You would be like, sounds just like me, smiling.
Oh,
Now, this is where it takes an even darker turn, that Alison has syphilis and so is her son. So dark.
Yes, so dark.
And they tell Alison about it, but she doesn't really understand. She's like, are you saying I've interfered with my son? Well, no, we're not, Alison. We're not saying we've had sex with your son.
I know, but see, that just shows the trauma. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though, but also it shows she doesn't understand.
I think it just shows her immaturity that she doesn't even know how these things work.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be something to do with like the birth canal, like but then he said no, it's because your bloodstream, like the infection went to his bloodstream from your bloodstream. And she's like, oh, and then she goes, drop the mic line. Well, then my mom has syphilis too. Yeah. Record scratch, excuse me? Wait, what? I mean, not wait, what? Because we all like get it. We understand. Like, but at the same time, that's when Rosalind and Dr. Turner are sat there. I mean, the mouths are agape, and they have to figure out what's going on.
And
next.
They speak to the mum. Dr. Turner speaks to the mum. She admits she's had some issues. She took some antibiotics from Rachel and Richard. There were other kids.
She says, no. Like, I run a clean home. Like, at first she's very defensive. She's like, what? What are you talking about? And then, of course, the truth starts to come out. She's like, yeah. She's like, me down below. He had a blister on me down below.
You don't like to talk about it, do you?
Yeah. She's like, I just had some leftover medicine and I took it and it, resolved okay and everything. And she's like,
this is where I've written. This is where we find out Stan is a nonce.
I know. Well, she goes, oh, he's had his tots. I know he has his tots on the road, but, he gives us a good home and it's a good life. And, it was just like, oh, my God, woman.
Can we just talk about the origins of the word nonce? Do you know where the word nonce comes from?
No.
It's something about prisoners on exercise. It is. And what was I watching? It must have been something. A nonce got mentioned on something else recently.
I know exactly what it is.
I was trying to work it out and I was like, not on normal.
Yeah. Courtyard
exercise.
Yes. Not on normal courtyard exercise. So nonce is it's a word for paedophile over here that people use. It's like,
oh, for real?
Around. Yeah. Like people use it as it's just like a slang term. That's a bit noncy, that kind of thing.
Oh, I know the word nonce, but I just hadn't attributed to that something so specific.
Yeah, so basically, she finally admits that it's stepdad who's the father, and she then says it was 10 when I started. When it started, not when I started, sorry, when it started. And the mum's like, I never heard you screaming. And you're just like...
Well, she says something. The mother like goes to put her hand on her arm, and she says, "No, don't touch me. Like I hate being touched. Like if when I touched, I'm gonna scream." And then she says, "But I've never." She's like, "I was screaming all the time. And she's like, "But I never heard you screaming." And she says, "Well, he taught me how to scream silently." And she's like, "And then I just never screamed after that at all."
Oh,
and
Rosalind
it was
so dead uncomfortable. And then she's like, "He won't do it again. I'll make sure." And she was like, "What do you mean you'll make sure? You're gonna let him come home?"
Well, no. This is when So Sister Veronica is like, I'm a health visitor, and we're gonna put you in a foster care home with you and your baby.
No. Before that, the mother was intimating she was gonna let her come home.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, because she was.
Oh, well, she just said, I'm never gonna let this happen again. Yes, you're right. Okay, sorry, I got the timing wrong. Okay.
And she was like, I'm a mother now, and I know when a mother has failed, and that's when they spoke about the fostering.
Oh, that was a heartbreaking line too. I mean, I'm not on the mom's side really, but at the same time, like, just that whole family dynamic.
House. No.
Well, but you know what? The only thing I'll say for the mom is that I feel like, I can't remember her name, but who's the lady? This was like seasons ago. This was the one who she married that pub owner, and then the son was so horrible, and he had the American fiance. And it was like, because Bob. She was like Bob, because she was like kind of like, I hate to put it this plainly, but like kind of like a very destitute, like single mom, that she really felt or literally did not have a lot of options. And because Allison and her mom were, a single mom and daughter kind of duo and everything, because then the two younger kids are the stepdad's biological children that they have after they're married, and the mom is just trying so hard to be like, he did everything for us, he really helped us, we have a good life, he provides, we're comfortable, we're not struggling, like I keep a good home, everything's fine. And that's where so much of the trouble came in, because then Allison felt she couldn't say anything, but you can kind of tell that the mom I felt that the mom was struggling because maybe she felt trapped. And she was like, well, I don't know how to get out of this.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, surely your first instincts would be...
Oh, I'm not defending the sexual abuse. I mean, like, the mom needs to protect her children. And actually, frankly, why wouldn't the stepdad go after the other kids? You know what I mean? Like, you don't know that he wouldn't do that, So there's a lot of people at risk in this household. There's no defense of it. But I'll at least give the mom the understanding that, she probably was in between a rock and a hard place herself, in a way, when she got with him. But
when she got with him, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So anyway, then she decides, this is afterwards, she decides that Stan isn't coming back. She's spoken to him about it. But then Cyril's the social worker, by the way. Obviously.
Oh, I have to say a word about this in a minute.
But then, even then, what's the girl's name? Allison is just like, no, she's not coming home. She's carrying on with the stuff. Rosalind got angry, and Veronica was like, "No, you can't get angry like that." So she called him Baby Martin as well, by the way, after not the nonce.
Well, and she says it's because it's not anything to do with our family, and she's like, "I want a new, fresh start for this kid," which is very relatable.
Yeah, and there was a scene with Rosalind and Cyril. They getting close. Oh, I adore this job, but sometimes I can't bear it.
Oh, girls. When she walked out, almost in tears because she was so overwhelmed. And Veronica was right. She said, you really have to calm down. You can't do this in front of this family. And she was right about that.
Although Veronica loves Sylvester, so
Yeah,
Getting
but wait, what? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Sorry, it just took me a second there. But then she walks out because she's really flooded. You know, what I mean, she's overwhelmed. She's been dealing with this girl for a few days. Like, it's been super intense every single day. The story is just getting worse and worse and worse, you know, the farther they go along with it and everything. And so they called in Cyril and, oh, wait, actually, wait, quick lulls moment because Miss Higgins, like, so Cyril comes in and she's like, oh, take a seat. So he sits down and Miss Higgins goes up to him and she says, oh, you know, Mr. Robinson or Cyril, I can't remember how she calls him, but she goes, you know, I think I have a plan for some of those turnips, you know, of yours or whatever. And he says, oh, it's not a culinary plan, is it? And she says, no, quite not at all. It's a great thing with the Cubs and whatever. And he's like, thank God, like, I can't look at another turnip. Because you kind of get the feeling he's been eating like 45 turnips a day for the past few weeks. We haven't even talked about Fred yet. But anyways, that was just a hugely hilarious moment that I loved. But then she comes out, so she's crying, and then Cyril stands up and he's like, is everything okay? Like, do you want me to go in there? Like, what's happening? Thinking that's kind of his cue, you know, he has to help. And that's when she says the thing about, you know, like loving this job, but like it'll really like, you know, just break your heart at the same time. She's like, I feel so many feelings, like I just don't know what to do with them. And she said, do you ever feel that way? And I really think she's asking it rhetorically.
Yeah.
But then he goes, I'm the same. And girls. Oh, when I tell you, like, that, it was so quick, but that moment where they just kind of connected, and then she's like, oh, and she like turns around and like walks away, and then he even kind of is like, has like a snap back to reality kind of thing. Anyway, I'll leave it there.
Can we talk about Fred spitting on his hand and shaking the deal?
Weird, isn't it?
It was disgusting, and I've never had less respect for Fred than right that second.
I agree. Okay, but here's what I loved about this. Okay, and we're done with Allison now, like, right? Like, everything's finished with her. She's gonna be fine. She's gonna figure it out.
Got baby Martin. She's going in foster care. They'll be away.
Yeah, they're gonna take care of her. Yeah. But here's the thing. This was you guys old school Fred. This was OG season 1, season 2 Fred, and I loved it because honestly,
it was the same storyline as the sand being dropped outside Nana's house. The turnips
I know. This was the same thing. Remember when he had like the apples that like were covered in chicken feathers, you know, like, I mean, this is like classic scheming Fred. This is the popsicles. Remember the popsicles that melted because the freezer was broken? The best visual image of this whole episode, and this is actually one I will have to put on social media, so I'm going to remind myself, is when when Violet's like, oh, go on, okay, you can do the turnips thing or whatever, because she's like feeling like, you know, fancy free with him. And the turnip van drives past the newsagents, backs up to the haberdashers, the guy cranks the thing and opens the door, and all those turnips fall out, and then there is literally a mountain of turnips in front of the door of the haberdashers, and Violet's in there with Cyril, and she has to get a ladder, stand on the ladder, and she's like, Fred Buckle, you better get these turnips out of here right now. Like,
no, do you know what annoyed me about this? Poor Cyril.
I
know. Cyril just gets dragged, and Cyril then has to help deal with the turnips.
I know.
Well, then Cyril has to like get flaming Fred to hurry up, because Fred's like, let's have a cup of tea. He's like, no, we're doing it now.
Well, but how often do you think Cyril has to like miss work or be late for work because of any of these shenanigans? He is constantly getting caught up in this nonsense.
But he's only a social worker. They don't have much to do they?
I know. They're not busy or important or anything like that, really. So, you know, easy peasy for him. He works a half day.
Turnip lanterns, that was cute.
Oh my God, I know. Well, I loved when also Fred was giving Sheila like 1,000 turnips, and she was like, you know, like she quickly went from like excitement to dread. It was very
turnips
funny.
Was a thing.
Was it?
Yeah, turnip lanterns was a thing. There's no pumpkins over here. That was an American thing.
I don't remember ever doing turnip.
No, I don't remember because we weren't in the bloody 60s, guys. But the point is, pumpkins have come over here now, but it's still quite a new phenomenon, really. But turnips in those days, especially before that, was a thing.
Oh my God, that was hilarious. They were also little. Also, I think it would be really hard to hollow out a turnip.
Yeah, it's going to be easy.
They're hard. Like a pumpkin has a soft inside, you know, but a turnip is like crunchy, hard.
Yeah,
that doesn't seem like a good veggie for that. But anyway, the Cubs loved it.
Anyone else to say before we do heroes and zeros?
This was a sad one, you guys. Sad.
I know my heroes and zeros because I wrote them down as I was watching it.
That's what I tend to do.
I never do that. I just think now, oh my God, who's my hero and zero?
I never knew who they are until they literally come out of my mouth. So that's my cross to bear.
Right.
So Bex, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first because I'm totally prepped. My zero is the women at the Kingsley Toy Factory
Fair.
when Alison
Zero. Yeah.
just the bitchiness. And I was just like, these are the women that I detest.
Yeah.
Right on.
So I was like, they are absolutely my zero. And then my hero is going to be, well, it's not one particular woman, but it's the women finishing Jerry Godfrey's cardigans for her.
Oh.
And that whole scene.
I love
And
it.
so
Nancy was in that, by the way, everyone. Just remember.
I'm just contrasting the two sets of women.
Right. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Women sucking and women also being amazing. Women can be both. We contain multitudes.
That's what, look at this podcast.
What you're trying to say with that?
Yeah, I was going to say, who are you talking about there? Which
Not
way
me. Right.
we got thrown under the bus? Oh,
could be either of you. Could be both.
Al,
no, you go first. Do your zero.
I don't know who they're going to be.
Think about it.
Don't you always have lots?
Yeah, I've got about 5.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'll pick and do mine. Okay. My zero is going to be Sylvester.
Nice.
Because he sucks, and Joyce deserves so much better, and good on her for having left him because he sucks, and he's just a
He's proven how horrible he is now.
Yeah, he's just a straight up villain, and I just really hate the way he says Claudine. Like it's just so gross. What'd you say
again?
Earlier? Like
probably fun to play.
Yeah, like I'm sure he's loving being like the bad guy or whatever, but yeah, just. No, sucks. Okay, and then my hero is going to be... Oh, man. I mean, there's a lot of heroes this time. Let me stick with Joyce again.
Yeah,
because...
That's the obvious.
Yeah, I mean, she just is such... She really is a baddie. Like, she just is a boss in every sense of the word. I don't know how old she's supposed to be, but I get the feeling that she's, like, older than Rosalind by, like, a good bit, actually. And she's so mature. The way she is so cool and calm and collected. And, like,
it's amazing.
Not just this week, but, like, every week. And I just love her character. And she is so beautiful. And I just know she's gonna, like, rise above. And I'm rooting for Joyce.
My zero, I've got 2.
Okay.
Man with the turnips. Who does that?
That was horrible, actually.
And
even Violet was like, "You're just gonna leave him here?" He's like, "Eh."
Yeah. And then the second, this is probably the first time this is going to happen, maybe the last. Fred. For spitting in his hand to do that deal was disgusting, Fred. No wonder COVID happened.
That's what they do.
I don't care. It's disgusting.
It is gross.
And then my hero is going to be...
It's better than spitting in the street.
And it's not, is it? Is it better than... I think it's better spitting on the floor than into your hand than someone else's, actually, Bex. Next time I've got some spit, I'll either spit it on the floor or I'll spit it in my hand and offer it to you. Which one are you going to take?
I'm not saying that I would do it, but that's how deals are done.
It's disgusting. My hero is going to be...
I don't really know why you're... Yeah, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. My hero is going to be Rosalind. I don't know where she's going there. Get off my thingy.
I even think I can spit. I think I would just dribble down my chin.
Anyway, well, you can't... Anyway.
Rosalind is your hero.
Rosalind's my hero. She was brilliant. She was badass. She was dead caring, all that. But I also want to do a shout out to Jerry as well for coping after her husband left her in that situation. She's had her own business at home. She's sorting it with a toddler and a baby on her own. She's bossing it. I love her.
Yes. Rosalind did a great job. She did a great job. And actually, for as much as she kind of spiraled out a few times, she held it together a lot when... That's a really hard case. I mean, it just went from like worse to worse to worse to worse. Every time something happened, it was like something else horrible happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
good choices. Good choices.
Well, next week we will be watching series 13, episode 8. It's mad.
Guys, we're almost at the end of series 13.
After that as well, we'll do some listener specials again.
So is it the Christmas special next week?
We're gonna do
it's series 8, isn't it? Don't we normally have 8 episodes and then a Christmas special?
Yeah, 8 episodes.
Right. Yeah.
But then we'll do a Christmas special.
We'll be doing this 13 times, Bex. Don't worry about it.
Over like 5 years. But then we'll do recap. Then we'll do listener special.
Oh yes, recap then listener special. Oh good, that's less work for me. That one episode.
Yeah, I have to figure out what we're gonna do for the recap. Well, girls, what do you think we should do for the recap this time?
We'll talk about our affair. Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. And we shall see you next week. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.